Well, look, at the last moment they remembered that K9 was on the show. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. Okay, that's not really fair. When this script was commissioned and written, K9 wasn't on the show yet, and so he was shoehorned into the very first and last scene just for a piece of continuity, but there was really no way to write him into this particular story. He'll be a regular on the show starting with tomorrow's really weird Sunmakers. Also, I need to make a slight correction. Yesterday I mentioned how this was the last story commissioned by outgoing script editor Robert Holmes, and the required rewrites of the script would normally be done by the script editor, who was the new incoming editor, but instead were done by Robert Holmes on his way out, and that's exactly opposite of the truth. If I have learned one thing in my long life, it's that I am frequently wrong. So what happened was precisely the opposite. Robert Holmes was still script editor for this show, but he was unable to perform the editing duties for this script as he was actually already out the door. And so the new incoming script editor, whose name I don't have in front of me and I don't remember, I'm sorry, I'll put it right here so credit where credit is due. Anyway, he did the rewrites for the script because author Chris Boucher was unavailable. He had already fully committed his time to the new Blake 7 television show. Now, moving on to remaining thoughts about Image of the Fendahl. First of all, this story, Leela gets a new outfit, and it is spectacular. And I say that as a card-carrying, creepy old man. As I understand it, her original costume was functionally a leotard, and she had a great deal of trouble moving around in it. She requested a new costume that was easier to move in, and so this new costume was designed really as a dress, and it was much more comfortable for her to move around in. It is also, if it's at all possible, even more revealing than the previous costume, which made millions of dads across the United Kingdom very, very happy. Now, another interesting thing about Leela in this story, for the vast majority of the story, her hair is up in a bun, which is really unusual for the character. It makes her almost unrecognizable, to the point where when I first looked at a picture the other day to prep for this, I thought I was looking at someone cosplaying as Leela and not actually Louise Jameson. But again, I'm a stupid middle-aged male who apparently can't recognize a woman if she does her hair differently. For that matter, my wife will be happy to tell you I can't recognize when she has done her hair differently, so go figure. In any case, the reason Leela's hair is up in a bun for the whole show is because right before filming started, a BBC hairdresser mistakenly cut her hair 6 inches shorter than she was supposed to. It took a full 5 to 6 weeks for it to grow out long enough for her to wear it down, and so for the vast majority of the story, it's up in that bun. It was only quite long enough when they shot the final scene 5 weeks later. Now, another interesting thing about this story, one of the key supporting characters in it is a female scientist named Thea, and she's played by actress Wendy Ventham. Now, she had a long history of acting, very accomplished actress, but this particular story was her first time back on television since giving birth to her son. Now, I only mention that because you just might possibly be familiar with who her son is. Yep. Sherlock's mother was on Doctor Who. That's okay, there will be another Sherlock connection coming up in a few months with the 5th Doctor. I'll remind you when we get there. So, closing up for this story, I just want to say what a spectacularly good story this is, and especially the 4th episode is so incredibly well done, with these giant 6-foot-tall leech creatures stalking around and a golden goddess teleporting mutely around and gesturing and being all kinds of evil and possessive. There's a satanic cult. There's the evil doctor who ultimately winds up pleading for a gun so that he can kill himself rather than be consumed by the Fendahl. This is just classic dark gothic Doctor Who, and Robert Holmes went out with a bang as script editor. This is another one that I would absolutely highly recommend. You don't need to know anything about anything to watch this story and thoroughly enjoy it. In any case, that wraps it up today. Tomorrow I start in on the Sunmakers, which I remember being very deeply weird. I'll see you tomorrow.